Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is a Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. You notice I'm wearing the same shirt a lot because it's cold up here. Wind's blowing. You know, we're in December. So a little bit of a warmer outfit. That's why I'm wearing this one. I like it anyway. I found this pretty cool. It's online. I don't know how they came up with it. Probably because I've ordered shirts from them before. Anyway, so going into December, and I've talked about this before, it's such a fun time. I mean, it's one of those times I can really sell wine to people. I talk about it. We talk about food and wine pairings, all those things. We have coming up people doing Christmas dinners. There's parties. There's prime rib. There's ham. There's turkey. All those things that people serve at Christmas time. I always do prime rib. I like prime rib, so I thought I'd do a little kind of what cool wines would go with prime rib that are not like super cheap, but at the same time not super expensive. So kind of in that 20 to, well, low 20, under 25 range, which is kind of a comfortable place to be. You're cooking a nice prime rib, you might want to, you know, just spend a little bit more, but not too much more. So I think this is a good price point. This is a price point that I often go to when I'm doing something a little more special. I don't like to go above 30 personally, just because, hey, why? If you can find great wines under 25 bucks. So let's see what we have here. We're going to start off with a red blend from Janik Winery. Now, they don't give the blend on this. I didn't look it up. Sorry, guys, I did not look it up, but of course, I understand why they don't do blends on the back. I used to kind of get all tweaked about it, but it costs money to change the label every year, and if you change the varietals, you have to change the labels. I get it. This is the 2022 great vintage in Washington State, by the way. So I'm excited to try this. This is a Janik Red Wine 2022 Columbia Valley, and you have to know it's Cab Merlot. Cab Franc, maybe a little bit of Petit Verdot. This is 14.4 alcohol, $22. A very popular wine at the store, so I'm excited to try it. It's been a minute since I tried this wine. I actually interviewed Andrew and Michael Janik in the beginning of this year, so if you get a chance to go look at that, that'd be cool. Great interview. The setting wasn't perfect. That was my bad, really. So, very kind of extremely dark in color. Blends are huge, by the way. Huge category. People love blends. And they used to, I can remember the day when everything was Cab Merlot. There must have been at least, well over 20 Cab Merlot blends from Washington State. And then they just kind of switched up. So they just started calling it red wines. You have Apothic Red. You have all these different red wines. Conjurer Red from Sleight of Hand Cellars. We may go a next level up before the end of the month. And we'll definitely get into some budget red wines. But I thought 22 bucks, not a bad price point. I think hopefully these are great with prime rib. Let's see what we get on the nose. I'm getting a little blueberry, which maybe suggests Syrah. Currants, cherries. Maybe we can get a little umami, like a Worcestershire sauce sort of thing coming through, soy sauce. Maybe a hint of tobacco. Let's see what we get on the palate. Wow, a little pepper spice coming through on the backside of this one. This, actually, I have to say this is kind of a little bit of a baby. It's not opening up very much, but that being said, get a lot of currant notes, a little vanilla mocha thing coming on, which is not unusual for Janik wines. A little spice on the backside. Good depth on this one, nice complexity. This is an ageable wine, which is kind of weird, but I think this would be great with prime rib. It has all the components, good structure, good balance. Not a huge fan of vanilla mocha, just saying. but a lot of people are. So I get it. I get it. The tobacco notes come through on the back of the mint palate into the finish. I like the spiciness on that. You say vanilla mocha, Stan. What do you mean? There's some oak treatment on this, obviously. That's where the vanilla mocha comes through. It's not prominent on this wine. It's very balanced. I like it. I like the structure on this wine. I like the balance. I like the fact that it's ageable, but at this time very approachable. I like the currant notes. It's solid currant notes with spice on the finish. The oak, that you can taste the oak, but it's not overpowering at all. And I can't imagine they use a lot of, if they use any new oak at all. New oak, it's probably 2 to 3 years old. Solid wine, very well made. I'm going to go straight up B on this one. And I think it'll improve. I think it needs to be open to can it a little bit. I think it will improve with age. For $22, that's not a bad investment. But this would be a good prime rib wine. Sorry, that's a kind of a tongue twister. Prime rib wine. It has good structure. And I'm getting a little chocolate on the back end as well. Straight up D. Let's move on to the, I think Syrah would be a great play with prime rib. 2021, 2 vintners, Syrah, Columbia Valley, 14.5 alcohol. This rolls in at a Michael Jordan, $23. Yeah, you know what? We sell a ton of them, Janek Red, just a ton of it. The spice is lingering on that one. But I'm going to go straight up B. I think it's a well-made wine. I think in 5 years, it could graduate to an A. Just saying. So, 2 Vintner Syrah, 2021. Color, kind of a purplish, dark color. Yeah, definitely purple. Definitely purple. Yes. Let's see what we got on the nose. Getting a touch of bacon fat, boysenberry, a little char action, like, you know, the fire pit char. There's a freshness on the nose as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. Blueberry big time on this one, which is not uncommon with Syrah. A very Côte Rôtie-ish, actually. Kind of a brightness on this one. Now, I'm not sure if this Syrah is for everyone. I like it. But if you're after the kind of unctuous bacon fat Syrah, you're not going to get it here. You're going to get more if you go graduate towards Northern Rhone, where you get a little bit of that kind of fresh blueberry action. A little bit of currant notes coming through. Very fresh, good acidity, but nicely integrated. That's what you want with food. You want acidity. This is a great Syrah. This is a Syrah that will lay down for 10 to 15 years, I believe. Just my educated guess. Kind of interesting, there's a little bit of chocolate tones underneath. This would be a great prime rib wine. The acidity, the blueberry, the currant notes that are kind of lying underneath that blueberry, just a little bit. Long finish, the tannins are nicely integrated, good structure, good acidity. I'm going to go B plus A minus. I think that's a very, very great well-made Syrah for $23, just saying. Now this is one I just kind of discovered. Shame on me for not knowing about this earlier. This is the, let me pour some first. 2020, The Dawn, Cabernet Sauvignon by Guard Vintners, Lawrence Estate Wines, Royal Slope, Washington. This rolls in at $24. These are cool people, by the way, the Lawrence family. 2020 Cab from Guard Vintners. Let's see what we get on the nose. Okay, Cab is king in the red wine world. Everybody loves Cabernet Sauvignon. Newcomers think they have to drink Cab Sauv. And I'm going to get a little bit weird later in a couple weeks, just have to. You have to go to some weirdness. Just the way it is. If you can find weird wines that are good quality, I'm all about that. Deep currant notes. Dark cherry. I'm getting a little bit of chocolate, like very mild chocolate notes. A little umami, kind of a, that. Not soy, but yeah, a little bit of that kind of meat marinade coming through. A little tobacco. Let's see what we get on the palate. Ding, 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 ding. Now, I tried this not too long ago. I thought I tried it again. But this is a very, very well-made cab for $24, just saying. You have deep currant notes, riper but in check with the acidity. You have kind of an undertow of like milk chocolate meets bittersweet chocolate. Good balance. The tannins are structured but smooth. This is a dangerous cab. And this would go well with a prime rib. This is a cool cab because it's one of those cabs where if you had some people over that really didn't have a lot of experience with wine, but they liked wine, you could serve this cab and they go, oh man, this is really good. And yet the other guy that's kind of, a little bit of a, I'm not going to say a wine snob, but he's had a few wines, or they have had a few wines, and they have a little bit of a toot about wine. They would like this one as well because it has a structure, the balance, it has a depth, it has a fruit, but it's not over the top, it has the acidity, it has everything you want in a Cabernet Sauvignon. This one will age as well. I would say 10 years easily. It's a 2020, a tough year, but not so much in Washington, more in Oregon. Washington got away with a little bit in 2020 with all the fires. I'm super stoked about this cab. Even a little tobacco on the back end, which for those of you who watch my channel, you know I like tobacco in the wine as long as it's not too much, but it's a little bit there. Solid wine. I'm going to go straight up A on this one. I think it's this, might be one of the better cabs I've tasted at $24, under $25 in a long time. Just saying. Love this wine. Definitely recommend it. So, there you have it. 3 reds that would go well with prime rib, the beef dinner that a lot of people have at Christmas time. So, I think they're fairly easy to find. I don't think you'll have a hard time, especially the Janik. Very much so. But 2 vintners, Guard Vintners, 2 vintners, I think you could find them. I really do. I know you can find them at King's Market, where I run the wine department there. Well, run wine, liquor, and beer. Thanks for taking a little time of your day. I appreciate your support very much. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see what's coming up next. I have a lot of good things hopefully coming in December. I'm looking forward to this month in shooting some videos for Christmas and the parties and everything that's going on. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.